My 19F boyfriend, 20 meters, just quit substances and dropped 3 of his closest friends. How to support him while showing him I'm not like the people from his past. I, 19F, and my boyfriend, 20 meters, have been together for around a year and a half. This is my first real relationship, and his first relationship out of an extremely toxic one with his ex. I don't know the full story of what went down, only that there was cheating and different forms of abuse that he is still healing from. So starting and moving through my relationship with him, we've both had to grow and learn a lot. I won't give our full relationship background because only about the past month is relevant to what I'm asking, but we've been mostly happy with each other aside from a couple rough patches that we are finally learning how to prevent and grow from. I'm happy with him, I trust him, and I love him is basically what I'm trying to say. He has helped me learn so much about myself, and has gotten me to a place where I am finally able to acknowledge my own harmful patterns and grow from them, and I feel like after years of being stuck, I finally have someone giving me the tough love I needed to get unstuck and stop blaming others for my own problems. I don't know where I'd be without him in my life honestly. He's patient and understanding and caring. I'm in love with him. About 3 weeks ago, he brought some issues to my attention in regards to his friends. They had been essentially using his mental health issues and traumatic experiences to poke fun at him. And to put it bluntly, they had been treating him like a pet. Intentionally saying things around him that were triggering, or even going so far as to gaslighting him into believing he was hearing things, when in reality they were talking about him right in front of him and making him think he was crazy. Some of these harmful bits they would do would also involve them talking about me in ways like your girlfriend is so different and amazing. I have no idea why she's with a bum like you, which would be hurtful for anyone to hear I feel like. I had gone to high school with these 3 guys. 2 of them have previously tried to pursue me. One had just been weird, don't really have much else to say about him, but I shot both down because to put it bluntly, they are not the kind of people my morals allow me to associate myself with. I could make a whole other post detailing the horrible things they've done to their own friends and girls they've been with, but then we'd be here forever. So just imagine about 2 notches below the worst of the worst and we're good. Some more information that I feel is relevant to why I'm in this situation, and maybe something I've done to validate his suspicions, is he has always had an issue with how I act around other people in group settings. I'm a huge people pleaser and at times that would come off as flirty or just more than friendly to other people, and I simply never realized that I'm an only child with a people-pleasing mom, so being around people is like a performance chore for me, and I didn't have a big friend group with guys and girls really until high school, so I'd never been in many large social settings like the ones I've been in the past few years, so I am still learning my own boundaries, and now his boundaries as well. I've been around his friends since being with my boyfriend maybe a handful of times, and each time he had noticed them being weird around me, asking me questions they shouldn't, catching them staring at me, and just pushing boundaries that shouldn't be pushed to keep it short, and me failing to realize it and not shutting it down. I've accepted my fault in that. We've had many conversations about this, and am working to care less about how I am perceived so that I don't end up crossing this boundary of his again, and so that I can stop caring so much about how I am perceived, because that has always been a large issue for me. This on top of his friends discussing me when I'm not there. He has had his suspicions about me cheating, that I have had to reassure him isn't happening a bit in the past. This is simply not something I'm capable of. I have cut many people out of my life or distanced myself from close friends because they have cheated on their partners or just been sketchy, and I have been cheated on myself, if you can call it cheating, when it was just an extremely toxic situationship. I couldn't imagine putting the person I love through something like that, let alone the person who has helped put me on the path to being a strong and secure woman. The thought of betraying him makes me sick. I feel like that should be enough context, so now for my issue at hand. When he brought his issues with his friends to my attention about 3 weeks ago, I have encouraged him to distance himself from them and move on from them because they had not, and frankly never have, treated him like a friend in the slightest. He chose to send 2 of the friends that did this the most small paragraphs explaining how he felt and what they were doing, and the matter seemed to be over with. About a week later, he went out to a club with them because he had thought it would be different. When they go out they all partake in a certain substance that I'm not sure I can talk about here, don't know much about Reddit rules and don't want to get banned like I would on TikTok, but it's the snowy one. Saying this so there is an understanding of where his head was at, because this I feel like plays a part in where I'm right now. His friends continued to do the same to him, treating him like a pet and talking about me, which sent him to his breaking point. When he got home, he called me around 4 a.m. and we stayed up all night talking. He was convinced that I was, to put it bluntly, teaming up with his friends to ruin his life, and that I was cheating on him with one or multiple of them because of the things they had said about me. None of this is true. We were up from 4 a.m. until 10 a.m. discussing this in a cycle of him throwing accusations and claiming he's done, and me begging him to believe me. He even thought I had snuck one of them over and he was in the room with me during this conversation, which added a whole other element to this situation. Again, not true. He is the only person I ever have over at my house, and I still live with my parents and they have a security system so they are aware of anyone I have over and would be the first people to snitch on me because they adore him and wouldn't allow their daughter to act that trashy. To sum that up, hurtful things were said by both of us that were driven by my own anger. I get my anger issues from my dad, and his anger on top of paranoia and frustration coming down from what he was on. We talked more the following days and I seemed to finally be getting through to him and he was finally on the path to believing that I was not a part of this plot with his friends, and he cut them off for good. I know this may seem horrible to some people and that I should leave him, but knowing him, knowing that he just left 3 people who he thought of as brothers due to their mistreatment and betrayal, on top of the snow aspect of the situation, I just know that he was not himself in the slightest. And I want to help him get back up on his feet and show him that not everyone is simply out to get him and that he can trust someone without it backfiring on him the way it has so many times in the past. I couldn't stand to leave him alone in the state he has been in. However, even after the conversations that seemed to put us back on a good track, I still wake up around the same time almost every night either to a phone call from him, or just on my own because I'm a horrible sleeper and I'll text him to say goodnight again. And it will end up with a phone call or series of texts asking me if I have someone in my room with me and if I am cheating. He'll proceed to ask me to explain myself. And literally all I have to say is I woke up and wanted to talk to you or you called me and it woke me up. No one is here, but my words don't seem to be as powerful as they used to be given the past few weeks. I've talked with my therapist about it, and she knows about our relationship in its entirety and I've been seeing her for almost 3 years so I trust her opinion. And she thinks this is a combination of the after effects of quitting the substances, being betrayed by 3 of the people closest to him, and wanting to protect himself from being hurt by me, and I agree fully. He just always wants more of the truth from me and I've given him nothing but that and it's just not enough or he doesn't believe it's the truth, and I fully understand why, which is what makes this so much harder because I just feel useless right now. I know once the side effects of the substances are fully gone, or once we talk more, this will likely be over. But I don't know what to do to help him until this passes, because the only things I can think to say or do just don't work. He doesn't believe what I say, his guard is up, when we see each other everything is perfect and we are happy, but it is always when he has sat alone with his thoughts that he starts to not believe me again and starts to spiral back to the thoughts he had the night this started. I'm wondering if I should tell him to reach out to his friends for closure. Maybe he is directing his anger about his friends at me because I'm the only one still here? Should I reach out to his friends while he's with me so he can see me set boundaries and tell them off? This is what I've been wanting to do, but I'm not sure what good it would do other than allow me to get my own anger towards them for what they've done to my boyfriend out. Maybe I have been behaving in a way to give him doubts without realizing it, but I thought I had stopped those patterns already? I just need advice on what to do. I don't plan to break up with him, because I know this is just a rough patch to put it lightly. I just want to know how I can better support him through all of this, while also helping him trust me again. I also know he's not projecting cheating on me and hiding it by doing all of this, so that is out of the question for those who may tell me to look through his phone. That is not my worry. This is my first relationship, and I've never been in a position like this before. I just want to help him so that we can both be fully done with this horrible chapter of our lives and move on. I hate seeing him hurt, and I hate not being able to ease his pain. He's my best friend. I just want to know how to be the best support system I can be for him right now.